Yeah, we're on YouTube and we can share it on Facebook.
All right, you too. Welcome, welcome. This is Build a Sister Up. We are here with the gorgeous teen of Build a Sister Up, Deja Cardi. Deja Cardi in the house. Deja Cardi in the house. So we are here today because this is our Build a Sister Up week that we have brought on a business of the week, which is Chameka. But Chameka will be on with us tomorrow, but still support her business. We will be on again tomorrow with Chameka's business, so make sure you look out for that. She is one of our paparazzi consultants, so make sure you shout out her. Also, to Build a Sister Up, we have a lot of different delicious products. Eye candy for the eyes, the lips, the face, the hair, everything. We have all that good stuff on our website. So just check us out at gobassip.com. We also have our dating website that we do have up. So if you are single and you're looking for a date, just click on our link. It is called Debezzleddating.com, and we do have our Facebook page. And if you want a personalized date, just to talk to us or get some tips, we have that too. Not saying we're the experts, but everybody needs some help every now and then, somebody to talk to, but that's what we're here for. So today we are going to be talking about colorism with our team. We did have a big discussion on Saturday. And so we do have one of our teams.
Before you do that, Qualita, with Debezzled dating, also, we do have personalized dating where we can set you up and you don't even have to, have your profile revealed publicly. So we do personal matchmaking for those who may be shy to actually put a profile picture up and, otherwise don't want everyone to know their business, don't want everyone to know who they are. If you're someone special, if you're just shy, or if you're just, just a little bit willing to want to date but not do it so openly, we can hook you up too. But that's a fee. So Debezzleddating.com can hook you up that way as well.
Well, thank you for that too. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So without further ado, we will actually turn it over to Amoya. Did you want to add anything to? Then we'll.
That was you both pretty much said it. Just we need more members to join. You can't get matched up if we don't know about you. So we take pleasure in matching people up. So we just need more members to join. So even if you don't want to join yourself and other other people who are single, you could tell them about us. Just spread the word so that we can get more people matched up.
And also, Qualita, the name of our website, our other website, because we have a few different brands. The name of our other website is gobassip.com. You can pick up your clothing needs there, and our special brand, trademarks brand, Yamanishe hair products. We have the hair oil mist and the hair cream. Now it assists in the growth of hair. Okay, for natural hair. So remember to check those products out. Yamanishe is available at gobassip.com. That's gobassip.com. GOBASUP.com. GOBASUP.com. Remember that. And also check out our Amazon Prime tab where you can get anything you normally get off of Amazon. Just go to the Amazon tab right on the website and it's right there. Okay? Gobassip.com. GOBASUP.com.
All right. Well, without further ado, we'll ask Deja Carti, which is my daughter, as stated, college student. Ooh, raise it up, college student. So we had our discussion of colorism. And you brought up a movie that you watched, Beyonce's movie. And what did you think about that movie?
I thought it was a good movie. Um, she brought up, she actually properly appreciated African culture, which is something that the Black community is directly related to, even though we've been separated from that part of our culture. But she properly brought light to the history and the culture of the African, um, the country of Africa, which we usually don't see in our day to day like movies or shows of what America views as the African style. 'Cause, yeah.
That's good you brought that up. And what are some viewpoints are you seeing that people are having about the movie without getting too much into a big fuss? But what are some viewpoints that you are reading and other people is having their opinion about what the movie should be or you should take away from the movie?
Well, there's a lot of people who are offended by the title. The title of the movie we're talking about is Black is King. And it's basically a spin-off of the movie Lion King. But obviously Beyonce is not an actual lion. She's just an African American person. The term of the race is black. So she made a movie in the light of the Lion King called Black is King. Now, if we look at the Lion King itself, we know that the Lion King is loosely based off the story of Christianity. How you have Simba, his father, and Scar, who represents Satan or the bad guy in this
Could you
movie.
talk up a little louder?
Satan in the yeah, sorry. Okay. In this movie.
Mhm.
And in the movie Black is King, Beyonce becomes the celestial being in the world that she's created in Africa. And she follows this young boy from birth to until he is grown. And you just see a lot of different cultures, a lot of different people, a lot of different things. And you see her and this child living their life as a Black person. That's the whole idea behind it. She has become this celestial being in this man's life, kind of like a guider.
Okay. Well, from that movie, it kind of stems from our talk about colorism too, because our discussion that we had Saturday about colorism, we talked about colorism within our own race. So a lot of people within our own race, they the, people are stereotyping their own color that we're seeing, that I'm seeing. And we as a people, meaning every race, of course, should come together. But because you are a teen, have you seen any stereotypes that you've had versus color, gender, or what stereotypes have you seen? Because you're
I
coming
wouldn't
from a,
necessarily call them stereotypes. I think I've seen types of colorism directed towards me. I attended HBCU, and there's a lot of different Black people there. And there's this one Black man who decided to go on a little rant about how he didn't like darker skinned women, mainly because he was dark skinned as well. As you can tell, I'm dark skinned and proud to be. But he was going on this little rant about how he didn't like dark skinned women. And his point was that he didn't want his children to grow up dark skinned. He thought he was dark enough. He said that he didn't want to raise any darker skinned women, and dark skin is ugly, this, that, and the other. I thought that's a little ironic coming from a man who is dark himself. But, and there's also this, I guess you could say, predetermined stereotype that goes to darker skinned people, in this sense, darker skinned women. Because the stereotype is that darker skinned women act more ghetto, ratchet, are loud, more annoying, this, that, and the other. And I firmly believe that it's due to the fact that in media, when you see a darker skinned woman, if you look at almost any Tyler Perry movie or any movie that has black people in it, you will always see this dark skinned girl. And whenever something happens, she's like, oh, this, that, and the other, la, 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 la. When she's very loud, very eccentric, very active. And some people see that as off putting and they automatically address or associate her behavior in the movie with how black people act, dark skinned women act in a real life. Because if you look at those same movies, you would also see a light skinned woman just being quiet, reserved, living her life. If again, if you look at Tyler Perry's movies, I'm using him as an example because I think his movies do play a part in the stereotypes in the black community. I don't think that's a problem. He does profit a lot off of the stereotypes within the black community, but if that's something he wants to do, he can do that. He is a very successful director, actor, and producer, and probably one of the most
Can you talk up a little more? I couldn't hear you.
I commend Tyler Perry on his work. I do wish that in his other movies he does, I guess, steer away from the direct stereotype of darker skinned women or lighter skinned women acting so different, I guess. The main movie I can think of right now is The Family Reunion.
Okay.
If you remember Tiana Taylor's role, she was the girl who was like, Byron, her. Yeah. And then the Byron girlfriend was light skinned and she was just like, oh, look at this girl, she's so loud, this, that, and the other. And she's like, Byron, I can't believe you put up with that, this, that, and the other. And it's very interesting that that is how our community sees darker skinned women as a whole. It's very sad. But if we want to look at colorism, we also have to look at the history of colorism. And I think there's colorism in every country because there's darker skinned women in every country. Well, most countries. But American colorism within the black community solely comes from slavery itself. Now, this concept or this mentality that came from treating lighter skinned slaves better than darker skinned slaves, that is something that we all know. We kind of loosely learned about that in high school. From the research that I've done off this topic is that a man named Willie Lynch was a British slave owner and he came from Britain and he gave this speech in Virginia back in 1712. And the speech basically went like this. His speech was like, I know how to separate the black community, well, these slaves, for all of eternity. And his general idea was to treat lighter skinned, the lighter skinned slaves and the darker skinned slaves differently. And that became a notion across the world for slaves everywhere. And then you have your house slaves and your field slaves. The house slaves were usually lighter skinned and the field slaves were usually darker skinned. Now, among the slaves itself, like themselves, that notion became like, oh, so they're better than me because they're lighter skinned, or I'm better than them because I'm light skinned. And then that just grew into what we know now as our general colorism and how we see each other, how we react to each other, how the world sees us. And media has definitely played a part in how darker skinned men and women are perceived. Because if you look at almost any show with black people or new movies coming out, you would see that the first actress that they look at is somebody with a lighter skin tone, I believe that it's easier to accept a black person when she's lighter skin or when he's lighter skin because it's like that's like the default black person. Like if you want somebody like the black community is asking for a lot, so let's give them this mixed curly haired black person and leave it at that. So I think that's I wouldn't say it's a problem. I'm glad the person in question is getting their job, but it is a form of like wow, like of course you would go for a lighter skinned person, just leaving everybody else. I don't think we should be like hurt about it. It's just how the world is and how the world acts. Now, I think now this generation is speaking up a lot about colorism because it's becoming such a normal thing. I am seeing a lot of men, black men, saying that they don't like darker skinned women for different reasons because they're just too dark or they don't like the way they look or they don't want their kids to be dark, which is probably one of the dumbest mentalities to have because if you date or marry another black woman and you're black as well, the color of the child can vary because if you look at my mother, you will see she's a lighter skinned woman and I am a darker skinned woman. So that logic really doesn't make any sense. But some people think like that. They genuinely believe that if you date a lighter skinned woman and have a child, they'll automatically come out lighter skinned. No. But there are some cases like that, but that's not every case. You can't sit there and be like, haha, I'm gonna have like kids. No. Anyway, um they that's one of the reasons others just say, oh, we're too dark. Others say that darker skinned women act ghetto, ratchet, loud, annoying, or are doing too much for whatever reason they have in their mind. I personally think that it's internalized racism. If you genuinely think that you are better than a person because of your skin tone, or they are less than you because of your skin tone, or they act a different way because of their skin tone, you are wrong. You have a mental problem. You should definitely get a therapist and fix whatever mentality you have going on in your mind because that is such a strange way of thinking. And if we look at the male side of colorism, black men are seen as dark skinned black men are seen as rough or I guess say hood or hard, and lighter skinned black men are seen as I guess say I don't know how to put it like cute, I guess like soft, maybe not as manly. Make some may even say feminine. Um, Not at my school. All the black men are seen as equal there. I don't know. I've been hearing some black men say that they are seen as less of a man because of their skin tone. Personally, I haven't heard any of my friends say anything of that or anything, but I guess it is a problem within the male black community and that's what they feel. So yes, but if you believe that anyone acts different because of their skin tone, you have a serious mental problem. Yes.
Well, that is well said because
Yeah.
you are a beautiful queen. Your complexion, yes, she's my daughter. Your complexion is what God made you. My complexion is what God made me. But in my eyes, you're no different than I am. And if we had an opportunity or if there was a job offering or anything, and someone even thought about picking me over you because of color, I wouldn't take it. And I wouldn't want you to take it either, because you have to realize no matter what people say about your color, the color of your skin, the darkness, it's golden. It's beautiful. And you have to love you for who you are, because that's who God made you. So I don't want you or anybody with a darker skin or anybody lighter skin or white, whatever color, to ever feel that you're less than who you are because of what someone else stereotypes you to be. Because, you know, no one is perfect. I haven't seen the most gorgeous person in the world that is so pretty that there is not a blemish on them. Everyone has something that can be changed. And it says in the Bible, there's no one perfect. So if anybody even remotely tries to make you feel, because you're a darker skin, you're less than, then you just look at them like you said, they're not educated. You can't be. You can't be even smart. Or, I mean, I don't like to, and I'm not demeaning anybody, but you got to think, when you try and look at somebody for the color of their skin and just judge them because they're darker skin, who do you think you are just because you feel you're of any other color? I mean, it makes no sense. We're all God's children. No matter what people believe in or whatever, we are actually all the same. We're all equal. So
I agree. You touched on a very important point. You really can't judge people based off of their skin color, basically. And if a person is how they are, that is just their personality. It has nothing to do with their skin color. So I want to believe that if it was a lighter skinned person and a darker skinned person who applied for a job, I want to believe that that employer would have good intentions and pick that person based off of experience and based off of knowledge. And I want to say that most of the cases probably that is it, because if a lighter skinned person goes in and they don't know what they're talking about, but the darker skinned person goes in and they're gonna make that company some money, then I want to believe that that employer is going to pick the best person for the job. Now, if it's just a person who just based on has their own ideologies or anything like that, then you know I do also believe in karma. But overall, I want to believe that a employer would pick based off of experience, and we as people, we are a certain way because that's just our personalities, our society, what we learn, and it's not anything based off of. We shouldn't base it off of the color of one's skin.
that's true. And what would you like other teens that are your age, or people that's not even teens your age, or someone darker skin or light skin, or even of the other color, Caucasian, any color, to feel that if they're feeling less than, what would you like to say to them?
Personally, I think we just have to stop giving these people any time, because like if you find out that the person is colorist, just be like, okay, you can stay over there. Like, let's just start exiling them from existence. Like, you can be colorist over there. Mind, like, just push them to the side, move along. They like to run their mouth, let them run their mouth over there. Just stand in the corner, hush up, hush child. Yes, quiet. You speak a lot. Don't do that. Yes.
I think that's a good idea. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Deja, and I'm so proud of you. You are so beautiful and so awesome and so amazing. And I am praying for nothing but the best for you, as all my nieces and nephews. So you spoke so well on this topic, and you uncovered a lot of things that show that we have come a long way, but we haven't come far at all. So given the time frame of 400 years of being here, we really have a lot of work to still do in terms of our mentality. And I think we covered this on Saturday when we did our colorism discussion, that it's deeply ingrained in us to have these idealistic comparisons toward one another that stem from something that we should love instead of hate. And that's exactly where it is. It's hate for our own. And even though we're all the same inside, it's a systemic problem that has to be addressed, but it has to first be addressed within us. We have to look to ourselves and even get therapy if that's helpful, or pray, or do whatever you do, whoever you go to for help. Seek something, like Deja was saying, there is something wrong if you can't accept someone's skin complexion or skin color. What does that have to do with you? Why does it affect you that someone is a different skin complexion and skin color from you? Ask yourself that. You know, that's something we have to address within ourselves and not force on other people. We cannot force our perspectives and our hate on other people, because it's harder to actually do that as opposed to just liking and appreciating and accepting one another's differences. It just takes more energy and effort to hate than it does to love. So I rather go around loving and showing my my fun nature as opposed to spending my time exerting energy being hateful. So if I need to seek therapy on that, that's something I should do. We have to just look within ourselves to see why. And yes, the bigger picture is, yes, it comes from a system of racism, but now we can change that narrative. We can actually put forth a different perspective into the world so that our future generations can love instead of hate and cause divisiveness within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Deja, this is Deja's grandmother. You're a beautiful Black young woman, intelligent, and you will go far in life. Hold your head up and walk in the skin that God has graced you with. Some people are threatened by the darker skin. I think some reasons that when they see a darker skinned person, male, and maybe some females or females too, because they think they're loud, boisterous, they're afraid of them. But God has graced us with each one of us, a certain amount of strength, and you can walk in that, and intelligence. And the word tells us, my people perish because of a lack of knowledge. Now, earlier you spoke about Willie Lynch, that he said that he knew how to separate the Black people. And he would treat the lighter skin better than the Black. We're still living that. And like it's already been said several times, now that we've come so far, we still, within our own community, have a long way to go. We're losing our own selves a lot of times because we're fighting against ourselves. Now we have to be pressed with some of the men, even if choose white woman, don't look upon a Black woman as less than anything. She's still a female. If that's who you love, that's who you love. That's the way it is. But do not, regardless of who they are, you don't have the right to look down on another person because of the color of their skin, whether they are a white person or a Black person or a darker skin or lighter skin. We need each other in certain ways. The world would be a lot better if we could live together. But within our own community, we have a lot of work that still needs to be done. And I'm glad you're able to get out in front, Deja, and voice your opinion and continue this ball that so many have already started and won the race in some areas, but we still have a long way to go.
Yep.
That is true.
Well, do you have any closing marks, Deja? Because this was really good.
I just lastly want to say that Black people come in a variety of colors. We come in so many different colors. We can be the lightest of light or the darkest of dark. There's no saying what you're going to get when you have a child. So, with that being said, if you have a problem with somebody's skin tone, mind your business, keep your mouth closed, and keep walking. That's all you need to do. No need to sit there and say what you think in your mind is right, because it's not. You're just gonna look stupid in the end. You're just gonna sit there and embarrass yourself and be seen as a terrible person. If you want that to happen to you, go ahead, voice your opinion. But mind you, that if you say it to me, I will gladly voice my opinion. And then we will have very sweet opinions going back and forth with both of us. Lovely words will be said. That's all I'm saying. But
Basically, words of
Black people
affirmation.
come in a variety of colors. Like you can stick your hand in a bag of Black people and get 16 different colors. Okay, we are just that good. We are just that powerful. We are just that beautiful. And I will not sit here and let anybody tell me what my skin color looks to them or what her skin color looks to them, whatever. No, Black people are beautiful, and that is across the board, and that is on period. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Deja.
That was good.
Wonderful.
Well, like my uncle would always say, I think it was my grandfather. I hope we have said something that have touched someone. He always used to say that. That's Reverend James Benson. I like that. I think my uncles always say it too. But this was a really great topic, coming from a teen's perspective. Thank you, Deja, for being a lovely guest and sharing your story. And she also wants to be a producer, so movie producer. Man. So she did touch on real quick a topic that a lot of movies are portraying dark-skinned African Americans as the bad guy or the rough or the loud or ghetto, as she put it. But to me, a movie is a movie. I understand that, but we have to throw all different colors in that, to let everybody have a part in play. If it's a green person, try them out in that play too. Let's just not pick one color of a person and put them in that role. That's it. But that's it. This was a great talk. Not to hold everybody long.
The DC production.
Yeah. DC production coming at you.
I love it.
I love it. Sounds good.
I mean, what movies are you one day thinking about making, Deja? You were telling me.
I'm thinking of making crime mystery. I might try fantasy sometimes. I gotta think about that more. But in my movies, you will definitely see a lot of exposure from people of all different colors and all different races, because America has this already idea that they're very inclusive when we're not. We're not inclusive. We're actually very separated. And I think in our times now, you can see that a lot. Some people disagree. Some people actually know what's going on and are paying attention to the news and what is going on in the real world. But there, in my movies, you will definitely see an aurora of people from all different backgrounds, all different colors, all different races, all different ethnicities, because there are so many different people in this country. And I genuinely believe that they have to have representation just as much as we do. We have fought hard and long for our representation. We are just now seeing some forms of representation accurately shown in TVs and movies. And I think it's only right for me to give that same opportunity to other people in this
All right, all right. This is
That's
exactly right.
well said. I mean, I could just hear you. I could just sit and listen to you continue to talk. So, shout out to your college that you're going to. You know, no, I was.
I
You're doing.
oh
Go ahead.
oh
Hi.
I go to
Hi, Morgan.
Hey Morgan, how you doing? I go to the illustrious Morgan State University. It is an HBCU based in Baltimore, Maryland, and that's where I go. I'm going under a SWAN major. I am going for my sophomore year. SWAN is screenwriting and animation major. I am going for the film track. There are different tracks. You can go animation, screenwriting, or film. I think that's all of them. But I'm going the film track. I want to be a producer slash director.
That is wonderful.
With that being said, are you
Yes.
looking into putting together some YouTube movies online just to try them out? Have you been thinking about some of those lines?
That's definitely something that I might do in order to start myself out, but I want to learn more about what I'm doing, like learn more accurately about how I can put my ideas into um, properly behind the camera or properly show what I'm trying to say. Because I can sit here and talk all day, but if I don't have anything to back up what I'm saying, then there's no proof to show what I can do. So until I'm 100% comfortable with maneuvering the camera, with telling people how to act, how to do this, how to do that, then I will start making videos or longer videos. I have already made videos, but longer videos, more thoroughly thought out on probably putting them on YouTube and hopefully going somewhere with that.
That's well said. I mean, you summed it up. You summed it up. Anybody have any questions for the team?
Will you come back again, Miss Deja?
I don't know. Maybe if there are topics that I feel comfortable speaking on, then I would have no problem coming back and saying a little, throw my 2 cents in the pond. But yeah, sure, I would love to be here if
We would
needed.
love to have you back on.
I have
Thank
a
you.
question. Have you ever voted?
No, I think I'm registered to vote.
So this would be your
Last
first
year-
time voting.
Yes. Last year I was, I think, yes. I just turned 18 last year.
Right.
I don't know. I didn't register to vote until this year, but if I have the chance to vote, then I will.
You do. You have the chance to vote.
And you will
I mean,
vote,
if I can
right?
get there. If I can get there.
Oh, you know
Because
what?
I heard that it's
Right.
real backed up and crowded.
So
Stuff
in
like that.
DC, we have automatic absentee ballot voting if we have already registered online. So I already registered online. But since you're home, see if you can just do your absentee vote filing. I don't know if you'll be back home by the time, nope, November 4th. I don't think you'll be back home by that time.
I don't think I will be able to vote because I think I can only vote in Ohio.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And everyone
But
should know this. You'll be able to do, in light of COVID-19, you'll probably, and lots of people will probably be able to do absentee ballot voting, where even if you're in your own home state, you can vote from home because of COVID-19. So you'll probably be able to do that.
Apply for absentee ballot. You have to call the voting registration in Ohio and in Cuyahoga County and find out what you need to do to register to absentee vote. And they will send it to you through the mail.
So it should be an exciting time, your first time voting for a presidential candidate.
Cast your vote in.
Definitely something new.
Yes.
And let's not give our opinion online of who we would like to choose. We don't do that. That's personnel to you. But keep striving, keep going, always keep God first in everything that you do. And that's with everybody, you know. Other than that, we want to all thank you all for watching, viewing. If there's someone out there that would like to support Deja Cardi's college tuition, you are greatly appreciated. We're accepting all type of donations.
Now, how are you accepting donations? Where are donations?
If you're serious about helping out with her college tuition, you know how to get in contact with me. Just hit me up on anything. You see my face, you see us Build a Sister up there. There's so many ways to get in contact with me. That's if you're serious. If you're serious, trust me, you won't have no problem with me responding back to you. Trust me. Trust me. In this video, you can even comment. If you saw it to say, hey, you know what? I want to help this child out right here in college. I got a couple dollars. I got $2, $3. On top of that, I want to help out Build a Sister up. You know how to do it. But thank you all so much. You will be seeing DC production coming to you.
Thank you. This has been fun. This has been so wonderful, Dej.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
blessing us with your presence, gracing us with your presence.
Yes, your beautiful presence.
And as always, build better.
Build bold,
They just say build beautiful.
build brilliant.
Build brilliant.
All
Build
right.
a sister up, build a brother up.
See
All
you
right.
later.
Bye. All right. Thank you, YouTube. Take care. And thank you once again, and Build a Sister up. As always, if you would like to get in contact with us, don't hesitate. We are here for you. Build better, build brilliant, and build beautiful. And you can see the glare in my eyes. That's because we're here for you. We're always looking, always there for you. Thanks.